haven't been doing them that often lately just because I've been so busy building the charger and trying to get it to roadkill nights. But unfortunately, I don't know. Like I said before, I need at least 5 days to swap everything over from the Durango Hellcat to the Charger. Plus, once everything's swapped over, I will need to get an alignment. I'll need to make a drive shaft for the rear. The front one will just retain the stock drive shaft and a bunch of other stuff. So at that point, I was giving myself enough time to fab up all those miscellaneous parts, but pretty much Copart just screwed all that up. It's been over 2 weeks now since I bought and paid for the Durango, and you know, it is what it is. I mean, they have this weird new rule where you have to schedule appointments, but it's almost impossible. I was talking to the shipping broker that I contracted to pick up the Durango, and he said that they had 3 cars they had to pick up at that place. So they had an appointment for 2 cars. They picked them up, and the guy won another car like that day at the auction, and they're just gonna, you know, have them load that extra car. And they said, no, you have, you know, we're not gonna load it, and there isn't any appointments until like 2 weeks out. So it's it sounds kind of ridiculous. I've never heard a place that wouldn't load a car after you paid for it, especially since for how much the Durango was, I paid $5,000 in fees, and you know, $5,000 is quite a lot of money just for them to load a car onto a trailer. It's pretty much all that fee is. So because I think they're still getting paid from the insurance companies and stuff like that. So I really don't understand it, but we'll figure it out. I mean, it's just one of those things which I'll just continue on working on this stuff. By the time it comes, pretty much by tomorrow, I should have the front subframe done, which was the plan. And then in the next couple of days, I'll have the rear subframe done. And, you know, I've just been really kind of taking a little bit more time. I was going to rush them and get them so it would run and drive and everything for the event. But I kind of slowed it down. That's why I was machining a lot of parts. The coilovers, I was just going to modify the factory suspension to work. Now we have real coilovers. We're going to have pretty much full tube subframes, and it'll be a lot nicer, and I won't have to worry about it down the road. Plus, I need to make a front fixture as well, because I'm going to start producing the subframes. I already have a few people that want me to all-wheel drive convert their red eyes and etc. So it's going to be probably a pretty desirable swap, and I'll just you know, I'll probably just end up hiring some people to do the work, and I'll probably just start it as a business. I'll just start all-wheel drive swapping you know, Chargers and Challengers and Demons and stuff like that, and red eyes, etc. Because then everybody will, you know, want to be all-wheel drive, which will probably push Dodge into making the cars all-wheel drive. So plus it's, you know, it'll probably be a decent business decision. So also, my phone is pretty low on power, so I don't know how long this will go, but let's see what some people are saying. Hey, what's going on? Quick question, why are the 2.7 Mopar engines expensive? Because they all blow head gaskets. Yeah. Do you have to get a customer drive shaft, or is there one out of any of the cars you can use? So it has to be custom. Technically, the drive shaft is going to be really short, because the normal Hellcat trannies don't have a transfer case on them. Plus, well, actually, the tranny isn't connected to the transfer case. So we have the transfer case, which is already pretty long, but the Trackhawks also, well, actually all the transfer cases have an additional extension. So the Hellcat tranny is normally this long, the yoke comes out of it, and then that's it. So with the extra extension and the transfer case, it makes the drive shaft like really short. I think it's probably in the like 3 or 4 foot range from like I don't know, they're pretty long. They're like a 2-piece. It's gonna have to be a 1-piece, and it'll be, it'll be nice. I'll have an aluminum one made, which will be pretty nice, and we'll just figure it out from there. Oh yeah. Is it just that one location? So I'm kind of disappointed in myself because my cameras were getting kind of full, and I had a lot of, I talked between Copart and their branches and their managers and stuff like that, and it's pretty ridiculous the stuff that they're saying. But then I formatted my memory cards and forgot to save all that footage. So unfortunately, I won't have that, but I do have a string of some emails which I'll put in the video. I'm waiting till I get the Durango here to post the video. I was going to post it Tuesday, but then I was like, maybe I should wait until I get the car before I really start flaming Copart for this ridiculous rule. But yeah, when I was talking to them on the phone, it was kind of weird. So they said that this is their pilot branch that's doing it. They just started doing it a month ago. And if you're starting something like that and it's only been a month and you only have, they told me that there's only a flyer at the branch that tells you, or the drivers have like an app, some of the drivers, and there's nothing that says on their website or when you call their phone, that branch phone number, it just says during business hours, pick up your car. It doesn't say to schedule anything. So they told me that it's only been a month, and then later I was talking to, I forgot who I was talking to. I think I was talking to like their district manager or the regional manager, because the branch manager would never reply to my emails. He never called me back. I left multiple voicemails and stuff like that to have him give me a call, because I mean, I bought like a $50,000 car and I paid $5,000 in fees. So then they never got back to me. So then I was talking to the regional manager, and he's like, oh yeah, well they had a few cancellations that day. I was like, they had a few cancellations. Why didn't they just, if you have a few cancellations, why wouldn't you just be like, oh yeah, we had a few cancellations, like we'll just load this car, instead of making it like super difficult. The only reason they're trying to make it difficult, and I talked to the shipping broker about this, was they're trying to start their own shipping like thing. So they're dispatching all the they're trying to become their own broker. So they're making it so difficult, so you have to use their more expensive. So I ended up paying $3,000 to ship the car instead of $1,700, which is quite a bit more. And if you think about it, they're only paying the truck that's going to deliver it like $1,700 or whatever I was paying, or maybe like less, $1,500, and they're pocketing another $1,500. So I don't know, Copart, I've always had issues with Copart, but never anything like this. I've usually just had weird things with fees and stuff, which I really didn't care about, but I thought this one was pretty ridiculous. So, are you taking the Hellcat Magnum to SEMA? Yes. So it will be ready for SEMA. I mean, it should be driving in the next, I'd say it's going to be running and driving by the end of the month. So that's plenty of time. I would have had it running and driving by the end of this week for Roadkill Nights, but now at this point I'm not going to have the drivetrain from the Durango to throw in it, so I'll just kind of take my time a little bit on these subframes and get everything banged out and just kind of go from there. But yeah, by the end of the month they'll be driving. SEMA isn't until the first week of November, so I'm not too worried about it, and then I could really have enough time to button up all the little things, get all the interior buttoned up, and make little things that I need to make, and do little touches so everything is nice and ready for SEMA. So but yeah, it'll be ready for SEMA. Yeah, what's up, Dave? Not much. What up? And if it's that one location, what location is it? So it's their Pennsylvania location. I'm not exactly, they have multiple ones in Pennsylvania, but I don't know. I just stay away from Copart at this point. Even IA is getting kind of bad. They're kind of following in Copart's footsteps. So I wouldn't, I'd probably bet that IA is going to start this same BS once Copart does it throughout their whole system and all their branches where you have to schedule pickups and stuff. So are we talking about putting a Hellcat engine in the FD? No, the rotaries are going to stay rotary. I'm not swapping anything non-rotary into a rotary car. I've tried asking this before, but I have a 16 Dodge Charger Pursuit with a 5.7 V8 all-wheel drive. My question is, would I be able to swap out the 5.7 with the Hellcat engine while keeping it all-wheel drive? No, I mean you could, but you're just gonna blow front diffs and stuff. So it's just gonna be a waste of time. Did you not use the all-wheel drive from the Charger? No, it's a totally different system. It doesn't handle any power. That's if it would have been able to handle the power, I would have used it, but it doesn't. So Dave and DIY Gang are the only guys I see on YouTube all-wheel drive Challenger Chargers. Yeah, I've been pretty much guiding Jose and the all-wheel drive swap and everything. So I don't know, it's pretty cool. So we're kind of building them in a different way. His is going to be, his is a little bit higher than mine's going to be. I want mine to be at factory ride height and everything. But yeah, I mean, they're going to be interesting because they're going to be way faster than a lot of, I mean, even 900 horsepower, Challengers. It's going to be really hard to keep up with an all-wheel drive like 700 horsepower. So hello from Denmark, what's going on? The wind is pretty bad. That's all right. How did you know to use Lexus coilovers? I'm just good at figuring things out. EcoBoost Fox Body. I don't know. Or use a suspension out of an all-wheel drive. No. Hellcat swap into a Neon or Dart? Probably not. Are you looking for a new shop? So I am not currently looking for a new shop. What I'm going to end up doing, I want to get the Charger finished before I start doing this, but I'm going to start, like I've said before, the Charger actually took up a lot more time than I was expecting. So I wanted to already have my shop house in the starting stages, but then materials and everything went up so high, it wasn't worth me starting. So what I'm planning on doing, well, actually what I'm betting on is everything's going to drop off by the end of the year because lumber futures are already going down. The market is probably going to do exactly what it did in 08. So everything's going to just tank. Then I could build something really cheap. So I'm just going to do a shop house, have a shop at my house, and then not have to worry about having a million shops, driving a million places, and all my tools will be in one spot, and it'll just be really, really simplified. And then I'll have a nice place to store all my stuff and all that stuff. And then everything will be in one spot. So that was a plan, but then, prices skyrocketed so much that I don't want to, spend 3 times as much as it's going to cost in 6 months to build something. So we'll figure it out, but it's coming. So install a panoramic roof. I don't know what people's deal is in the panoramic roofs. I mean, how much do you guys use those things? I wish there were car part stores here like there is in America. Will you buy from Copart again? Yeah, probably not. I don't think I'm ever going to deal with Copart again, especially, it's one thing buying cheap cars at Copart. I mean, I've bought I bought cheap cars at, Copart and IA, and it's one thing to spend a couple $100 or $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, but when you're buying like decently high-end cars, I mean, it's not, a Durango, it's not a Lamborghini, it's not a Ferrari, but what I spent on it, I've seen Ferraris and Lamborghinis go through the auction for wrecked ones that were about as wrecked as the Durango for the same amount, or maybe like $10,000 or $20,000 more. So it wasn't a cheap car, obviously. Durangos right now, their markup is like 140,000. So from like 99, I think is what they list at or whatever, or their what's it called, whatever it's called. But yeah, I've seen a few go and sell for 140 grand. So it's just crazy that's the service you get for using spending a decent amount of money. And I don't know, it's, to me, it's just bad business. And the people that, I mean, none of them return your phone calls or your voicemails or anything like that. So I think they kind of need a wake-up call. So yeah, I mean, plus I'm the kind of person that if a company's doing crappy, I'm going to say something about it, because I'm not worried about doing business with that company. So the thing is like Copart, if I ever wanted to work with them or they want to work with me, they're such a shitty company that I wouldn't even want to work with them, because I don't want the people that follow me to have to deal, because they don't have followers, they don't have they don't have a following where if something happens that hundreds of thousands of people are going to see it, they just get screwed over. So the same thing with Dodge, the whole Dodge dealership thing. I mean, it was the same thing. Multiple people commented on my video that were like, yeah, this Dodge dealership did the same thing to my car, blah blah blah, and they did nothing about it. But when I posted a video about it, they weren't going to do anything about it until it actually started hurting them. So yeah, I think Copart needs the same thing, where they just kind of need a wake-up call. And I don't want any of my subscribers to have to deal with the same thing that I'm dealing with, because it's a nightmare. I mean, it sat for, so they've been charging me $80 a day in storage. It's been there 2 weeks. So I mean, that's a decent amount of money to pay in storage. So yeah, it's just one of those things where, hello from Iraq, what's up? Someone's from Sweden, what's going on? Do you see yourself keeping up with the frequent videos like you have been? So it's a lot easier for me to make daily uploads when it's just fabrication and stuff like that. And it's just way simpler to make a video, get a lot of stuff done. Like the subframes, or doing like interior stuff or putting stuff together. It goes a lot faster than doing body work, because the body work and the painting, it doesn't show how much work you actually do to it. So and it's not really, people kind of get tired of the same thing over and over again. So see a few channels trying to do Magnum Hellcats, but yours is built solid and true to form. Thanks. Blessings from LA. Thanks. Hello from the UK. IA is fairly decent. I feel like IA is going to kind of go the way of Copart, though. And we're live. What's up, Dave? Not much. So my phone is at 5%. I don't want to run it all the way out of power. So I'm going to end the live stream here. I know it's a kind of short one, but I am working on stuff at the junkyard, like the subframe fixture and stuff like that. So we'll get some videos out this week. I don't think I'll have a video out tomorrow, just because I have to machine something. I need to machine another mount for one of these, and then I can build the upper part of the fixture for the rear subframe tomorrow. So I'll do all that tomorrow. So Tuesday, I'll have another video out, and hopefully the guy shipped out the stuff for the Grand Prix, so I might have a video with the Grand Prix where I'm putting the 4T80 in it, putting the LS4 back in it, and I could get that thing running and driving so I don't have a bunch of Grand Prix stuff sitting all over the shop. And then once that's done, I could, I'll probably wait till the Charger's running and driving, but then I could cut the rear and the rear floor and stuff so you could put the Tesla drive unit in it and put the Volt battery pack in it. So it's coming. So thanks for tuning in. We'll have some videos out this week, and hopefully we can get the Durango, start the Durango series, start the, finish up the Charger, get it running and driving with all-wheel drive, and just kind of go from there. But thanks for tuning in, and see you guys next time.